Hey, welcome back to Two Super Guys Trade Stocks. I am Dylan.
And I'm Vinny.
And it is happening. We are at the top of the trend line. We are hitting the 200 moving average. This is utterly terrifying. Burry, who we all know is super bearish, this is kind of the decision point. So we're going to take a look at what happened and why I think we just hit a bull trap and why I'm still not super nervous. All right?
Two Super Guys Trade Stocks.
Couple slides before we look at the chart. Only like 3 slides.
Yeah. I mean, this got a little crazy here, but CPI, we've got some good news this week, right?
Yep. So CPI, all items 6.5, minus food energy 5.7. Nothing new. People were excited that it came down and inflation is cooling, and they're hoping that the Fed's going to get better. We also had some interesting bank stuff. So Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, Bank of America, they all reported. All right, Wells Fargo, their profits were cut in half, and they're saying, hey, it's going to get worse over the next couple quarters. JP Morgan and Citigroup were both saying, we're thinking that we're going to have a mild recession in 2023. Kind of important, right? And then some mild, go to the next one. It's just some quick super data that people care about. University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Survey showed 1-year inflation outlook down to 4%. It continuously is decreasing. That's what they wanted. And the CPI was 6.5, like I said, and people are thinking that the Federal Reserve is going to stop the hikes. That's what the hope is. All right? Now, let's go to the chart. Here's my thing. All right? I think that this may be a bull trap. I could be wrong, right? Because if I said I wasn't scared, I'd be lying. We are very close. Just to review, this gray line is the 200 moving average. I'm the one that's been saying whenever it hits the 200 moving average, it bounces off fairly violently, as was perfect here when I showed it the tits out of it. And then here again. Now, the rule is if it stays above the 200 moving average for a couple days, I got to get out. This almost happened here, but it opened below it and then, saved me. This day, I had texted Vinny. I'm like, well, I guess I'm out. But then we closed all the way below it again, right? So we are right at the top of the trend line. This volume, it doesn't really make sense for how much we went up. We went from 379 to 398 on fairly low volume. There is a chance that I'm wrong and that we are about to go higher, and bad for Dylan, I'm going to probably lose like $5,000. But I'd be lying if I didn't buy another put.
I love it. He doubles down on the lunacy. I love it.
Well, okay, here's the thought. Here's the thought process, all right? I am getting destroyed by theta decay, right? I've lost 60% on the 2023 SPY puts, not the 2024. Those are barely moving. The thought is, if I'm wrong and this goes up to, 4 or 6, I'll lose like a couple $100 extra. But if I'm right, I'm going to make thousands. So the risk to reward is there, because if I'm wrong and it pops up and it stays up there, I have plenty of time to get out. I don't like this volume. It didn't make any sense for how strong this move was. We're going to quickly look at the cues.
I mean,
Same
particularly in
thing.
the fact that you had a major news event of CPI coming out. Like, you would have expected one of those big bars that barely, like, touches the top of the chart there.
Exactly. If I'm right, which, by the way, I might not be. I don't want to mislead people, right? I'm less confident than I was before. Actually, let me go back, because if the people that watch our videos routinely, the one I was super confident on and bet a bunch of money on was this one, and that was a hell right. I'm less confident now because we've hit it too many times. But cues. So this is the 100 moving average. We haven't really passed it in like 6 months. It's kind of acting like the 200, but we're also at the top of the trend line. I personally think that this is a distribution phase of shares. If I'm right, I'll go into what that means. But moneymakers and hedge funds and all the big people with all the money, accumulate shorts, distribute their longs, and then you have a giant short event like this happening fairly abruptly. The catalyst and the volume do not make sense. This is not what should have happened. So,
Yeah.
Vinny, how you feeling?
No, I was kind of worried about that myself as we're trending up in this 200-day moving average. I was like, we're either going to reject off this and we're going to be right, make some money on our bearish positions, or if it pierces through convincingly, I guess it's time to buy some call options on ridiculously high risk stocks. I don't know.
Yep, Tesla. If it breaks up, Tesla's dropped the most. It's probably the only time I'd buy a Tesla call because, man, have they gotten slaughtered. I still think they need to lose another $50, but yeah.
See our evaluation video.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting video. All right, guys, let us know where you're at. Obviously, this is a terrifying time, so have a good one.
Catch you next one.